Let's talk about EVs. Welcome to the Waveform podcast.
Waveform.
The EV section.
Yes.
There's really only one piece of news that matters in the EV world in the past couple of weeks because it's been happening over and over and over again.
Every day.
As dominoes continue to fall and hit each other and knock over other dominoes, and more dominoes will continue to fall in the future. Probably between by the time we record this and this comes out, there will be another domino.
Definitely.
But the news is there are two basically competing charging standards in North America for electric cars. There is Tesla's port, which you've all seen on Teslas. It's called NACS, North American Charging Standard. And then there's the other one, CCS. I mean, there's some others that you've probably seen in some other cars, but CCS is the other big one for fast charging. And that's the one that you see for public charging and every other EV that's not a Tesla. And we've talked at length about this and how there is a big difference between the quality and availability and uptime and reliability and ease of use of the Tesla supercharger network and every other public charger network. So the news is all these EV manufacturers are slowly actually pulling the trigger on signing a deal to have their cars use Tesla's supercharger network.
Yeah.
And that includes them starting to ship cars with Tesla's NACS port in 2025.
Amazing.
And giving them access to thousands and thousands of superchargers. Not just the 7 that we have with the Magic Dock.
Yeah.
But actual native, hopefully maximum fast charging.
Yeah.
And that is a big deal. So that started, I guess, maybe it was last week with Ford signing a deal.
Yeah.
They did this whole event on, I guess it was a Twitter Space.
I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Probably something like that.
Yeah.
I think shortly thereafter, GM announces that they're also going to do it. So when Ford does it, you're like, wow, F-150 Lightning and Mustang Mach-E just got better. Then GM does it, and you're like, oh, wow. So now the Hummer EV is in there, too. The Cadillac Lyriq, whatever other
Still
GM
not
stuff is under
as
there.
many cars as
Not a ton, but
there
hey,
are.
that's two big companies that are actually going to do this. That's cool. And then more dominoes fall and more dominoes fall. So now what do we have?
We got Rivian.
We got Rivian saying they'll move over. R1T and R1S.
Yeah, and then
I
R2.
believe R2, when that platform launches, that's going straight to NACS.
Oh, yeah.
Straight to Tesla's port. So that's cool.
You got Volvo.
Volvo's moving over, and Volvo owns Polestar. So that means Polestars are going to be moving over to Tesla NACS.
They haven't said it yet, but I'm sure they will.
Logically, it checks out.
Yeah.
Word on the street is Hyundai is thinking about it.
Yeah,
probably
they've been
in talks,
evaluating.
Which I wouldn't be shocked if that domino fell, and that also meant Ioniq 5, Ioniq 6, all of the EV6s, all of those all fall, and those all get better in 2025. That is a lot of shakeup in the world of North American EV plug charging standards.
Yeah.
It's great.
There's a couple funny things about this. One, it's just funny that, of course, Tesla called it North American Charging Standard when it was literally just their
They were
port.
forecasting.
CCS stands for Combined Charging System. So it's funny that it's becoming the standard. Another funny thing, they just started rolling out the Magic Docks, which allows NACS to port over to CCS, and that's going to be potentially irrelevant if every single car starts using Teslas.
It's good for everyone who's already bought an electric car with CCS.
Yeah, totally.
The Rivian I have now, all the other cars that are out now, those will be fine to use on a couple of chargers on Tesla's network. Cool.
The other funny thing is that Teslas in Europe have to legally use CCS.
They all use CCS. This is why I always preface this by saying this is a very North American thing we're talking about. Because in Europe, it's we've all already had the same port on all the cars.
For a long time, yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a video by, who's that guy that makes 2-hour videos on blenders?
Technology Connections.
Yeah.
My favorite channel.
Yeah. He made a video because his friend bought an Ioniq 5 and he was like, this is an opportunity for me to make 3 2-hour videos about electric cars.
Okay.
So he made a video about NACS versus CCS kind of, and all the technology behind it. And you just see the size of the cabling and the ports and everything. And it's just hilarious how much smaller and more efficient Tesla is able to be.
It really is.
So that port is just way better. So I feel if people people moving over to it is both going to be we did our road trip, right? And I had a terrible experience in the Mustang Mach-E because of the ecosystem of chargers.
Yep.
And now it's if you can you can basically buy any electric car you want. The biggest reason that it felt bad to recommend anything but a Tesla was if you drive more than 250 miles on any given day, you're going to have a bad time.
Any road trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I made that video on the Autofocus channel about how electric cars are really hard to recommend, not because the cars aren't good. The cars have gotten really good to the point where, like, many could argue Tesla doesn't make the best electric cars, but they are by far the best selling because the infrastructure, the availability of these easy-to-use chargers is so dramatically better for them. And so, yeah, this news is a win for everyone, I believe.
Yeah.
It's a win, obviously, for Tesla because not only are they going to get a bunch of licensing money, but I believe they get a bunch of government money because now they're eligible because, hey, we make chargers for everyone. So that's huge for Tesla. It's huge for all of us because if we are going to buy an EV, we want better charging infrastructure, and we all just got it. And all the car companies who make EVs, who to themselves are saying, we make a better car than Tesla.
Yeah.
But the only reason they don't buy ours is because Tesla has a charging network.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Now we have a lot of the charging network available to us. So maybe they'll buy more of our good cars.
Yeah.
So it's great too. I mean, we'll probably see some sort of a down the line effect of like how many overcrowded chargers are there going to be? How many people are going to sign up and not be able to actually charge on them? Who knows? But I just feel like it's a win at the surface.
Yeah, so some good news too is that ChargePoint, EverCharge, and SK Signet, there may be even more, but they're these third-party chargers. Like Brandon and I, when we were doing the CV road trip with the Mach-E, we probably stopped at 7 different brands of third-party car chargers on the road, which was crazy. The amount of third parties that there are that do electric car charging is crazy. Yeah. None of them care about uptime, it seems like. Maybe they will now. But a bunch of them are starting to also say either we're fully switching over to NACS now, or we're also going to offer NACS.
That's cool.
Which is really cool. So you're going to have third parties too, which is good because if you have 1 million cars but only 100 gas stations, that's a big problem. You know, it's like Tesla's supercharger network is the biggest in the nation by far, but you already have problems with there being too many Teslas and not enough stalls.
And now there's about to be F-150 Lightnings and whatever else is out there, all different sizes and types of vehicles, which was already a question mark with the Magic Dock. But yeah, that remains a thing to be solved in the future, a question that we'll cross that bridge when we get to it for sure.
And Washington and Texas are now, if they give you funding for EV infrastructure, you have to offer NACS now. They just made that a law.
Nice.
So
that's like... It's like the USB-C iPhone rule.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like you didn't have to mandate the port, but all right, I guess that's where we're going.
Yeah.
So makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what this all reminds me of? There's been more and more Cybertruck sightings. I think it's actually coming out this year. Is that an insane take? I think it's actually coming out. You want to bet? I think we should. I think we should make a bet.
Go?
You want to bet
Let's
right
bet
now?
right now on the podcast. It is not coming out this year.
Okay, this is a great bet because we're like halfway through the year. We got 6 months.
Yeah,
I've just noticed like them. Obviously, they've been working on it, testing it, whatever. But suddenly, there's like dozens of them. There's like mules. There's camouflage ones. They're testing like finished ones, and well, not finished, but dramatically different from what they showed us. Because I remember when I was at the Impressions event, however many years ago that was.
That was like 2019?
Yeah, it was at least 2-3 years ago. And wow, that was 4 years ago. I rode in one. It was very different. The front was just like a marble shelf that looked ridiculous. It was a 3-seater in the front and the back. It was a very different looking interior. And the ones that are rolling around now have a real side view mirror, have a real windshield wiper, have different looking lights, have, I believe, removed some of the features like the deck lid that goes all the way to the bottom when you open the trunk. So I don't know all of the details, but it's just a very different looking truck that clearly they've done work on, and now they're sort of testing it. And just with enough frequency, I feel like it's ramping up at the same rate where, I don't know, I feel like they could probably ship them in like 6 months.
I would bet against that.
Okay,
right,
so your answer is no.
So the bet is, just so we can codify it.
Yeah.
Will the first Cybertruck deliveries to real customers happen before or after December 31st, 2023?
I also want to clarify, what are we qualifying as deliveries? Is it like 1 or 3?
So,
or like 1,000?
remember what they did with Plaid?
Yes.
Where they had a delivery event and the first 25 cars
That's
went
exactly
out.
what I mean. Like, if it does that count? If they do that?
If those people are not Tesla employees, that counts.
So if they release 25 of these, it counts.
Yes, because they're going to keep shipping them more the next year. I think that counts. But especially if they have like a delivery event in November and then they start shipping them in December and there's like real Cybertrucks on the road.
That to me would count. I think that counts.
Yeah.
How much did they say this was originally going to start at? 40?
Yeah, well, back in the day when they
won't.
made their promises, I think it was like anywhere from 35, 40 to like 75, 85, something crazy. There's because there's a single motor, dual motor, triple motor versions. There was different battery sizes. There's all kinds of things that they promised.
They said it starts at 39,900, so
okay,
40.
39.
My additional prediction is that will not happen.
Oh, no, yeah. They're going to start with the most expensive triple motor variant, for sure.
No, but I don't think it will ever sell for 40.
Yeah, that's also probably a good bet.
Yeah. I think they're going to pull a Rivian and jack up the price by 20 grand.
I mean, this happened with the Model 3, right? They promised that they're going to make several different versions, and they start with the most expensive, highest margin version and work their way down. And whether they get to the bottom or not, who knows?
But the price of the Model 3 has fluctuated like in real time, like depending on the week. But I feel like the Cybertruck will never, they'll just be like, we had to jack the price by 20 grand, like Rivian did. Like that's exactly what Rivian did.
20 grand? The cheapest one would be.
I think the cheapest one of this is going to be like 55 or 60.
Yeah, I could say 50.
Yeah, I agree.
They said they could make it cheaper because it's like a solid piece of metal that they don't have to sculpt and whatever, and that's why it's all jagged. But I don't think it's going to make it cheaper. They added like 7 years of development with this thing that they have to make up the R&D costs for.
Spent a lot. They also do have an absurd number of pre-orders, though. I don't know how many people are actually going to follow through with them. It was like $100 to get in line or something like that. So
it still is. You can order right now. I just looked.
A lot of people are in line.
Okay, so if 25 of these come out this year, that counts.
Should we set a number? Is 25 a fair?
I think 25 is a fair
25
number.
is a fair number.
Okay.
I'm still saying no. You're saying yes.
I'm saying they will.
David?
I'm saying no.
Ellis?
Absolutely not.
Marques stands
Look
alone.
at me, an optimist.
Have you seen that Tom Scott video where he goes to the building in Texas and it's like a scam, like the building,
the empty,
like the blueprints he submitted, they were like inches instead of feet. So what was supposed to be like a 90-story building is a 3-story building.
No, but that's
the gist of it. It's like this weird looking skyscraper. The guy submitted plans to a developer and just did the one tick instead of 2 ticks for inches instead of feet, and then built this tiny building for way overpriced and dipped town with the rest of the money. That's what the Cybertruck is going to be. Elon's going to hand out a bunch of Matchbox Hot Wheels sized cars and be like,
wait, why don't we think it? Well, we are seeing a lot of them now.
Yeah, we see. Yeah, there's
in the
one that
world
went through
of
In-N-Out.
Yeah, in the world of like auto blogs and like spy shots, there's like a really high level of there's a bunch of spy shots of the new Porsche 911, which people suggest that they're going to make a hybrid 911 as their next flagship sports car. And there's been like a handful of them spotted at the Nürburgring. And all the articles I'm reading are like, yeah, this is going to launch in 2023. I'm like, what? Okay, that seems like a really fast turnaround, which is like they're testing a spy kitted camouflage version of it now, and by the time they ship it in 3-4 months, they'll be finished testing it. It'll be good to go. And that seems to have a super high degree of confidence. Why isn't Cybertruck getting that?
Because it's Tesla. I don't think that they're gonna.
I agree.
If they're gonna build up the hype even more. I don't think even if it's ready, they're not gonna release it.
You think this is more of a marketing?
Yes,
play?
and I think it'll be
so
ready
too.
to go maybe early next year if that's the case. But I don't think they're gonna be like, we got it. Okay, good, ship it.
It might even be an opportunity for like people to pre-order more, like Elon to be like, yeah, just like they're like, if we just put them in the wild, people will think maybe it's actually going to come out soon, and so people get back on and pre-order so they can lock in their pricing or whatever. Yeah,
that's a good angle. I like that possibility. It's definitely like, I don't think we saw this much public testing with any previous Tesla, because Model 3 was kind of a surprise development, and Model S gets a refresh once in a blue moon. So it's like, this is a unique instance where they could totally just use it for marketing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
So
We'll see.
between that and the Roadster,
Roadster, I've just given up hope.
I think they just never started developing that again.
I'm not going to say never. I think there's a drawing on a meeting room whiteboard somewhere, and I think that counts as development.
Okay.
That's about it.
I think
Franz, feel free to prove me wrong, bro.
We'll see the little quad that they drove into the Cybertruck before we see the Roadster.
That is a hot take. That is a hot take.
The Cyber Quad or whatever.
Cyber Quad definitely doesn't come out.
That's funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a good bet.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's like I think this whole NACS thing insanely good for Tesla because they basically get to become the gas station. Like it's kind of it's a very smart play to have the best infrastructure and then release a car, and then everyone buys that car because they're the only ones with the good infrastructure. Mm-hmm. But once you've like saturated the market enough where so many people have Teslas, it's such a household name, they're bigger than every other car company by far.
Yeah.
Then you can be like, okay, like we've sold, we're still going to sell cars, but like we've kind of like, we're sort of plateauing a little bit. So then switch over to becoming the gas pump, because now you can like, even with the Magic Dock, you have the Tesla app, you can pay Tesla for energy.
Again, subscribers, tons of people have been wanting to use that networking, and now you just have a price tag and you just let it loose.
Mm-hmm. And then now they get the licensing from MNACS, which is going to be basically the standard. Yeah. They get the gas, the electricity money from like everyone that's charging from, like they're going to be there. That company is going to the moon.
They finally have money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they can develop like a sports car or something. That'd be cool.
Like one that they showed off 7 years ago.
Yeah. 2017. God, that thing's never coming out. I don't want to think about it. It's never happening.
Oh, man.
Okay. Well, we can end it at that. I think that's probably a good bet. I don't know if we have any stakes for this bet, but I'm the only one on my side of it, so let's not make it too crazy.
Waveform is a...
Waveform was produced by Adam... Wait,
what?
That's how it starts, right? Okay. Waveform is produced by Adam Alita and Ellis Roven. We are partnered with the Vox Media Podcast Network, and our intro outro music, is that not what he said?
It's a part of the Vox Media.
Waveform is produced by Ellis Roven and Adam Molina.
That's
we
backwards.
are part of the...
It's Adam Molina and Ellis Roven.
Waveform is produced by Adam Molina and Ellis Roven. We are part of the Vox Media Podcast Network.
Newark, New Jersey.
Waveform is produced by Adam... Waveform... This is throwing me off. I can't point. Waveform is produced by Adam Molina and Ellis Roven. We are part of the Vox Media Podcast Network, and our intro outro music is created by Vane Sill.
Bingo.
Wait, is created in it, or is it just by Vane
That's
Sill?
good enough.
So, Waveform is produced by Adam Molina and Ellis Roven. We're part of the Vox Media Podcast Network, and our intro outro music is by Vane Sill.
Can this be the? Can this just be the clips outro?
Yeah.
Thanks for watching this clip.
Thanks for
See
watching
you next
clip.
time.
I tried.
Look at the big computer.
That's it. That's the clips outro.